Today, I wanted to do a different type of video. I partnered up with a company called VARLA. They make electric scooters. And for those of you who are experiencing burnout, I think that going outside, doing different things, exploring different hobbies is a great way of overcoming that burnout. And if you haven't seen my previous video on burnout, make sure you check it out right here. So a big shout out and thank you to VARLA for helping me make this video. They sent over an amazing scooter. My first business, I started at 15 and that was selling scooters. So it's pretty cool to actually bounce back into this type of stuff. Now, before we get into my tips on how to overcome burnout, this is the scooter that I got from VARLA. It's called the Eagle One Pro. And if you are doing filmmaking full time, I do strongly suggest that you pick up other hobbies in order to keep your motivation going, which is why I wanted to partner up with VARLA. So here's what we get: a massive box and a heavy 90-pound scooter. This is what I consider a hyper scooter, and it's capable of reaching 45 miles per hour at 40 miles range using a large lithium-ion battery.
Let me give you a quick rundown of the cockpit of the scooter. Got controls here on the left, power button, gear shifting, and we have the headlight and brake light. I'm going to hold down the power button. This display is going to turn on. It's NFC tag readable, so we're going to just scan these NFC tags. We got the display, really nice, pretty color display with our battery life, current motor mode. So this is a dual motor scooter. This little green icon here means it's in dual motor mode. PAS or pedal assist mode is our gears. We have our odometer right here, 59 miles. We can press the power button and cycle through the current trip and the voltage of the scooter, which is awesome. We have a bell, dual hydraulic brakes, rear brake is on the right, front brake is on the left, throttle right here, it's a thumb throttle, really nice rubberized grips here, and a wide handlebar for stability at high speeds. And the stem has a built-in steering damper, which is pretty dope too.
That's my number one thing, is find a new hobby, spend more time outside, get that vitamin D in your system. Step number two is to never get comfortable. The more comfortable you are with something, the more stagnant it becomes, the more monotonous it becomes, and it just being bored is the number one sure way to very easy forms of depression. So never be comfortable with your life. If you are going to be comfortable, make sure it's for a short period of time and allow yourself to grow. That's what's really important. And something similar I experienced was not going faster than 15 miles per hour on a scooter because I was too scared. Now I'm reaching 40-45 miles per hour on a scooter. I beat that fear. I stopped being comfortable, and now I'm living life slightly more on the edge, but I can tell you right now it's a lot more fun and way less boring. So never be comfortable and always keep pushing for the ultimate max.
So we have a really nice headlight in the front here, and especially if it's foggy outside, you can see how well it lights up the fog and really pierces through it. And one thing to note here is that when you are turning the stem of the scooter, it doesn't move with the stem. So I recommend buying some sort of, other headlight or a powerful flashlight and just Velcroing it or mounting it to the stem so that way it turns with you. And that way you'll have two different forms of light, one stationary and one that turns with you.
Now, if you're asking yourself whether or not you're gonna experience burnout, let me tell you right now, yes, you will. No matter what field you're in, especially if you're an entrepreneur and especially if you work from home, you are going to experience burnout. What does that feeling feel like? Well, basically feels like you've hit a wall mentally, emotionally, and even physically at times, and you just don't know if there is a way out. Depression sets in, anxiety sets in, you don't really know what you're doing in life. I've been through this so many times already. It's gonna happen to you probably within the first 2 years of working from home, or if you're just doing your own hustle in general. And I'm trying to intertwine an electric scooter review / ride video and motivation to help you get out of this mental roadblock. So let's see if this type of video works on this channel. Let me know in the comments section down below. Step number one, I say it every single time, start a new hobby. electric scooters, being outside, riding electric unicycles and so forth, just being outside and just feeling the wind in my hair makes it worth it on its own. And you know, a lot of people are very familiar with scooters, so if you have friends or something like that, they're most likely going to know how to ride an electric scooter. So it's really fun to not only do this by yourself, but to also invite friends to do it along with you. Now, this scooter allows me to go through, you know, off-roading, allows me to go on the streets through mud, through wet conditions. I mean, this thing allows me to go everywhere. So especially like a place in Los Angeles, you can't really predict what the roads are going to be like because a lot of the roads here are very bad. It's nice to have something that allows me to explore LA and allows me to see things I've never seen before and not have to worry how I'm going to get there, because this scooter can go up so many different types of hills, so many different types of terrain, and it has an amazing suspension that allows me to get a smooth ride along the way. The scooter also features 11-inch tubeless tires, and they're street tires, so they're going to get you a lot of grip, and if you ever get a flat, these tubeless tires will be easier to fix compared to tires with tubes. Now, step number 3 is, I mentioned this earlier in the video, and that is to invite your friends to join you on this new hobby. Join group rides, whatever it may be, if it's with electric scooters, if it's with, I don't know, playing chess. Allow yourself to be in a community that shares similar interests as you, because then you're not going to feel alone. You're not going to feel like you're the only person enjoying this hobby. It's great to expand your social circle. And, you know, there's a lot of different communities surrounding PEVs or personal electric vehicles, which is why this specific scooter and this specific hobby works so well with me, because I love being outside and I just love that wind in my hair. It's freaking phenomenal. Now, step number 4, this is probably the most difficult step because it could be the beginning of the end or the beginning of the beginning. So what do I mean by that? Well, if you're constantly getting burnt out and you feel like, let's say, filmmaking is becoming just such a chore and you just feel like you can't get out of it, then you have to maybe start considering other options when it comes down to making your living. Maybe you have to say goodbye to filmmaking for a little bit and turn that back into a hobby instead of a profession. That way you can focus on other things, on how you can make a living and not have to turn your hobby into something that you hate, because that's happened to me. I've been lucky enough to revitalize my craving for filmmaking gear and just technology in general. So I'm happy with where I'm at. But if you just constantly feel this burnt out and this tired and this depressed doing what you're doing, then it's time for you to try something else. Now, a few people that I know actually do DoorDash full time on electric scooters and they freaking love it. So maybe consider doing something like that. It's different. You can also do it part-time to see if you like it. And this just gives you another purpose on exploring where you live and just spending time outside. I mean, you might as well get paid for doing that, right? Step number 5, never be afraid to seek help. So therapy is great. Talking to your friends, talking to your family about your current situation mentally. I mean, that's really important to have a really solid support system, which is why, again, this hobby is really great for me, because I'm allowed to express myself via a massive community in this. And that's just why I think this is so special. It's because of the community. So never be afraid to talk to somebody, ask for advice, ask for help. I think that's a very powerful tool in helping you just take a deep breath and give you a different perspective on things. Don't be afraid to slam on the brakes, think about things, and then slowly lay on the gas again. Always think about what you're doing and not just assume everything's gonna go to plan. Similar to putting the brakes on your mind or just taking a step back, the brakes on the VARLA Eagle One are hydraulic. And yeah, did you like that? Did you like that? And they have really good stopping power, regen braking as well. So, you know, going downhill and stuff like that is really easy with this scooter. So just in case you were trying to figure out whether or not this scooter has good brakes, it does. And that just about sums it up when it comes down to experiencing burnout and why I think it's important that you rewatch this video. If you just want to listen to my voice, that's fine too. But really get this drilled into your head that it's time for you to explore other ways on how you can give your mind a break and how to revitalize your whole entire outlook and overlook over your job, your career, and what you truly love and what you're passionate about.
So if you're looking for an excuse to get out of the house, or you're just fighting burnout, I recommend getting something like this that forces you to explore your city, state, country, whatever. This completely rejuvenates your mind. I'm telling you, just spending time outdoors does that. So if you're interested in the VARLA line of scooters, I highly recommend them. Check out the link down below. I got a nice discount for you. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I'll see you in another video. Peace.